Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Haribo, Haribo. Let's go to page number 238. Hare Krishna. And we'll start with chanting Bhagavad Gita. And where are we in Chad now? Does anybody know? I know 11, but I mean, are we starting from 1 and going up to 22? Let's do the verses 1 to 22 from chapter 11. We'll start with the Sanskrit. Ready? Arjuna Vacha Mad Anugrahaya Paramam Guyam Adhyatma Sanjatam Yatvayuktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Bhavapyayao Hi Bhutanam Shrutau Vistara Shomaya Tvatta Kamala Prataksha Mahatyam api chavyayam Evam etat yatat tattvam Atmanam parameshvara Drashtumichchami te rupam Aishvaram purushottama Manyase yadi tatshakyam Maya drashtum iti prabho Yogeshvara tato me tvam darshayatmanamavyayam Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashya me partharupani Satashota sahasrashaha Nana vidhani divyani Nana varna kritini cha Pashyadityan vasundrudran Ashvinau marutastatha bahunyadrishta purvani pasyascharyanani bharata ihaikastam jagatkritsnam pashyadya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachandya drashtum ichchasi natumam chakshase drashtum anenaiva svachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogamaishvaram Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva tato rajan mahayogeshvaro harihi darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupamaishvaram aneka vaktrannayanam anekadbhuta darshanam aneka divya varanam divyanekotayayudam divyamalambaradharam divyagandhanulepanam sarvascharyamayam devam anantam vishvatomukam divi surya sahasrasya bhavedyuga paduttita yadi bhasadrishi sasyad vasastasya mahatmanaha tatraikastam jagatkritsnam prabhibhaktam anekadha apasya deva devasya sharire pandavastatha tatasa vismaya vishto Rishtaroma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shiras Devam Kritanjali Rabhashata Arjuna Vacha Ashyami Devam Sabadeva Dehe Sarvam Stata Bhuta Vishesha Sangam Amanamisham Kamalasanastam Rishimsta Sarvam Urugamsha Divyan Adeka Bahudara Bhaktra Netram Pashyami Tvam Sarvato Nantarupam Nantam Namadyam Napunastabadhim Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupa Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam Pashyami Tvam Durniksharam Samanta Diptana Larka Dyutima Prameyam Aksharam Paramam Vedi Vakyam Tvam Asya Vishvasya Param Nidhanam Tvam Avyaya Shasvata Dharma Gopta Sanatanastvam Purusho Mato Me Anadimandyam Tam Ananta Viryam Ananta Bahum Shashisuya Netram Pashyami Tvam Tipta Hutasha Vaktram Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam Vadaprituryo Idamantaram Hi Yaptam Tvayaikena Dishastra Sarva Trishvadbhutam Rupam Ugram Tavedam Lokatrayam Prabhyatitam Mahamam Amitam Sura Sangha Vishanti Kechid Vita Pranjalayo Grananti Swastit Yukva Maharshi Siddha Sangha Stuvanti Tvam Stuti Vipushkalagi Rudraditya Vasavoye Chasadya Vishveshvina Marutas Choshma Pascha Gandharva Yaksha Sudasira Sangha Shanti Tvam Vismitas Chaiva Sarve. Page 247. And Sanskrit goes quite easily in meter because it's metrically balanced. However, English is not so. It's ragged. And therefore, to successfully recite together the English, we have to observe the punctuation marks. If you rush through if you don't observe the comma or rush past the period, then you get discordance. Or maybe there's another word when you're out of sync. Discord has more to do with sound. What do you think? Give me a better word. What? Is that a question or an answer? Cacophony. Yeah, that'd work. Yes? Incoherent. You get an incoherent cacophony. So let's do the English up to 22, did we just do? Ready? Now when we chanted the whole Gita the other night for Gita Jayanti, the first half was a little ragged until we got our act together, and then it was quite interesting how well it flowed, and then we were almost finished within 5 or 10 minutes. And that was 9 chapters. So let's try this. Ready? Yes. Arjuna said, "By my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self." The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, O son of Pratap, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all of the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard before. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything, moving and non-moving, is here completely in one place. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence." Sanjaya said, "O king, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once in the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of that Supreme Person in that universal form. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, all divided into many, many thousands. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all sages and divine serpents. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible, and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Although you are one, you are spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, "All peace," are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruds, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. It's okay to keep going. Everybody always wants to keep going when they read Bhagavad Gita. And now we'll sing from our hymnal from page number 4. Bhajare, Bhajare Ama, Manati Manda. Ama, Mana, Vajre, Vajre Ama, Manati Manda. Bhajana gati nahi re, Bhaja Vrajavane Radha Krishna Sharanana Vina Bhaja Jnana Karma Parihari Re, Bhaja Vrajavane Radha Krishna Bhaja Gaura Gaura Dhara Dvaita Guru Nityananda Bhaja Gaura Krishna Adida Guru Krishna Preshta Ke Mere Smara Srinivas Haridas Murari Mukunda Smara Gaura Preme Smara Smara Re Smara Srinivas Haridase Smara Rupa Sanatana Jiva Raghunatha Dvandva Smara Krishna Bhajanjali Kordere Rupa Sanatane Smara Smara Raghava Gopala Bhakta Swarup Ramananda Smara Krishna Prema Jali Chaure Swarup Ramanande Smara Smara Goshti Saha Karnapura Saint Shivananda Smara Ajasya Smara Smara Re Ajasya Smara Smara Re Goshti Sahakarna Smara Rupa Nuga Sarujana Bhajana Nanda Smara Rupa Nuga Sarujana Ki Jai Baje Bas Jari Chaure Rupa Nuga Sadhu Smara Ajastra Smara Smara Re Ajastra Smara Smara Re Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jai Jaya Prabhupada. My dear mind, how foolish you are. Oh, just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vraja. Oh, without such worship, there is no means of spiritual advancement. Just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vraja. Oh, giving up all speculative knowledge and materialistic activities. Just worship Gaura, Gadadhar, Advaita, and Lord Nityananda, the original spiritual master. Oh, knowing Lord Gaura and Lord Krishna to be the same. Oh, knowing the spiritual master to be very dear to Krishna. Just remember the dear associates of Lord Chaitanya, namely Srivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda Datta. Oh, in deep love for Lord Gaura, you should remember, just remember. Just remember the two great personalities, Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur. Just remember Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, Jiva, and the two Raghunaths. Oh, if you are engaged in worshiping Lord Krishna, just remember the two great souls, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Just remember Raghava Pandit, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and Ramananda Roy. Oh, if you really seek love of Krishna, just remember Swarup Damodar Goswami and the Ramananda Roy. Just remember Srila Kavi Karnapur and all his family members, especially his father, Shivananda Sain. Oh, always remember Shri Kavi Karnapur and his family. Just remember all the sadhus who follow the path of Sri Rupa Goswami and who are absorbed in the ecstasy of bhajan. Oh, if you actually want residence in the land of Raja, just remember the sadhus who are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. Ajastra smara smara re Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Chaitanya Jai Nityananda. Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Nariya Govinda Nitya Vandana Mahasya. Fatihati Nam Hat Jive Rakara. Sharaman Jan Hai, Sharaman Jan Hai, Sharaman Jan Hai, Sharaman Jan Hai. Saburag Nai Bai Nagi Pita. Bolo Krishna. Bhajo Krishna, Guru Krishna Shika. Aparana Sina Loho Krishna, Aparana Sina Hoy, Aparana Sina Hoy Loho Krishna. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Prana. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Prana. Jiva Doy, Krishna Nam Sarvadavasa. The essence of everything. So much to the jivas. Nadiye Gudima Nityananda Mahaja. Nadiya Nagari Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Nagari Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nitai Gora Haribo. 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Premanande. We're continuing our reading of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita because nobody can stop us. They can bring big fire brigade, but the fire cannot be stopped. We're reading about Lord Chaitanya's leaving for his South Indian tour, and coincidentally, we're on a South Indian tour. I'm reading from Madhya 7. The Lord begins his tour of South India. And I'm on text 41. And if anybody has a different idea about where I should start, then please let me know. Tabe thara hakya prabhu kari angikare. Taha shabha loya gela sarva bhumagare. Tabe means thereupon, tar, of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Vakya, the words, Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kari, doing, Angikari, that's Madhya 7, text number 41. Angikari means, anyone? Acceptance. True or false? True. Taha sabha, all of them. Laya, taking, Gela, went, Sarvabhauma Gare, to the house of Sarvabhaumacharya. Accepting the request of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya took all his devotees and went to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. As soon as they entered his house, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offered the Lord obeisances and a place to sit. After seeing all the others, the Bhattacharya took his seat. After they had discussed various topics about Lord Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I have come to your place just to receive your order. My elder brother Vishwarup has taken sannyas and gone to South India. Now I must go to search for him. Please permit me to go, for I must tour South India. With your permission, I shall soon return very happily." Upon hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very much agitated. Catching hold of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave this sorrowful reply. "After many births due to some pious activity, I got your association. Now Providence is breaking this invaluable association. If a thunderbolt falls on my head, or if my son dies, I can tolerate it. But I cannot endure the unhappiness of separation from you. My dear Lord, you are the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Certainly you will depart. You know that. Still, I ask you to stay here a few days more so that I can see your lotus feet." Upon hearing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relented. He stayed a few days longer and did not depart. The Bhattacharya eagerly invited Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home and fed him very nicely. The Bhattacharya's wife, whose name was Sati Mata, the mother of Shakti, did the cooking. The narrations of these pastimes are very wonderful. Later, I shall tell about this in elaborate detail, but at present, I wish to describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Indian tour. After staying 5 days at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally asked his permission to depart to South India. After receiving Bhattacharya's permission, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. He took the Bhattacharya with him. Seeing Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also begged his permission. The priest then immediately delivered prasadam and a garland to Lord Chaitanya. Thus, receiving Lord Jagannath's permission in the form of a garland, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered obeisances, and then in great jubilation, he prepared to depart for South India. Accompanied by his personal associates and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated the altar of Jagannath. The Lord then departed on his South Indian tour. While the Lord was going along the path to Alalanath, which was located on the seashore, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave the following orders to Gopinath Acharya. Bring the 4 sets of loincloth and outer garments of Lord Jagannath. He may carry these things with the help of some Brahmana. While Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was departing, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya submitted the following at his lotus feet. "My Lord, I have one final request that I hope you will fulfill. In the town of Vidyanagar, on the bank of the Godavari, there is a responsible officer named Ramananda Roy. In the Amrita Prabha Bhashya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur states that Vidyanagara is today known as Porbandar. There is another Porbandar in western India in the province of Gujarat. Please do not neglect him, thinking he belongs to a Shudra family engaged in material activities. It is my request that you meet him without fail." Purport. In the Varnashrama Dharma, the Shudra is the 4th division in the social status. Paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasyapi svabhavajam. Bhagavad Gita 18:44. Shudras are meant to engage in the service of the 3 higher classes, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Sri Ramananda Roy belonged to the Karna class, which is the equivalent of the Kayasta class in Bengal. This class is regarded all over India as Shudra. It is said that the Bengali Kayastas were originally engaged as servants of Brahmanas, who came from North India to Bengal. Later, the clerical class became the Kayastas in Bengal. Now there are many mixed classes known as Kayasta. Sometimes it is said in Bengal that those who cannot claim any particular class belong to the Kayasta class. Although these kayastas or karanas are considered shudras, they are very intelligent and highly educated. Most of them are professionals such as lawyers or politicians. Thus, in Bengal, the kayastas are sometimes considered kshatriyas. In Orissa, however, the kayasta class, which includes the karanas, is considered in the shudra category. Srila Ramananda Roy belonged to this karana class. Therefore, he was considered a shudra. He was also the governor of South India under the regime of Maharaj Prataparudra of Orissa. In other words, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya informed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Ramananda Roy, although belonging to the Shudra class, was a highly responsible government officer. As far as spiritual advancement is concerned, materialists, politicians, and Shudras are generally disqualified. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya therefore requested that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not neglect Ramananda Roy, who is highly advanced spiritually, although he was born a Shudra and a materialist. Everyone okay?
Yes.
A Vishayi is one who is attached to family life and is interested only in wife, children, and worldly sense gratification. The senses can be engaged either in worldly enjoyment or in the service of the Lord. Those who are not engaged in the service of the Lord are interested only in material sense gratification are called Vishayi. Srila Ramananda Roy was engaged in government service and he belonged to the Karana class. He was certainly not a sannyasi in saffron cloth, yet he was in the transcendental position of a Paramahamsa householder. Before becoming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disciple, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered Ramananda Roy an ordinary Vishayi, because he was a householder engaged in government service. However, when the Bhattacharya was actually enlightened in Vaishnava philosophy, he could understand the exalted transcendental position of Sri Ramananda Roy. Therefore, he referred to him as Adhikari. An Adhikari is one who knows the transcendental science of Krishna and is engaged in his service. Therefore, all Grahastha devotees are designated as Das Adhikari. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continued, Ramananda Roy is a fit person to associate with you. No other devotee can compare with him in knowledge of the transcendental mellows. He is a most learned scholar as well as an expert in devotional mellows. Actually, he is most exalted, and if you talk with him, you will see how glorious he is. I could not realize when I first spoke with Ramananda Roy that his topics and endeavors were all transcendentally uncommon. I made fun of him simply because he was a Vaishnava. Purport. Anyone who is not a Vaishnava or an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Lord must be a materialist. A Vaishnava living according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's injunctions is certainly not on the materialistic platform. Chaitanya means spiritual force. What does Chaitanya mean?
Spiritual force.
All of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities were carried out on the platform of spiritual understanding. Therefore, only those who are on the spiritual platform are able to understand the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Materialistic persons cannot understand these activities and are generally known as karmis or gyanis. The gyanis are mental speculators who simply try to understand what is spirit and what is matter. The process is neti. This is not spirit, this is not Brahman. The gyanis are a little more advanced than the dull-headed karmis who are simply interested in sense gratification. Before becoming a Vaishnava, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a mental speculator, gyani, and being such, he always cut jokes with Vaishnavas. A Vaishnava never agrees with the speculative system of the Gyanis, but the Gyanis and Karmis depend on direct sense perception for their imperfect knowledge. The Karmis never agree to accept anything not directly perceived, and the Gyanis put forth only hypotheses. However, the Vaishnavas, the unalloyed devotees of the Lord, do not follow the process of acquiring knowledge by direct sense perception or mental speculation. Because they are servants of the Supreme Lord, devotees receive knowledge directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he speaks it in Bhagavad Gita or sometimes as he imparts it from within as the Chaitya Guru. As Lord Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Tesham satata yukdanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The Vedas are considered to have been spoken by the Supreme Lord. They were first realized by Brahma, who is the first created being within the universe. Teni Brahma Hrida Adi Kavike. Our process is to receive knowledge through the Parampara system, from Krishna to Brahma to Narada, Vyasa, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the six Goswamis. By disciplic succession, Lord Brahma was enlightened from within by the original person, Krishna. Our knowledge is fully perfect due to being handed from master to disciple. A Vaishnava is always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and thus neither karmis nor gyanis can understand the activities of a Vaishnava. It is said, Vaishnavera kriya mudra vignaya na bhujai. Even the most learned man, depending on direct perception of knowledge, cannot understand the activities of a Vaishnava. After being initiated into Vaishnavism by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized what a mistake he had made in trying to understand Brahmana. He was very learned, and his endeavors were all directed to rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. Okay, now we'll take some reflections from the day. Anything that you saw, felt, heard, tasted, realized. Any thought process stimulated that you want to start a conversation about. Ishtagoshti, talking about the Lord here. And that's a good thing.
Hare Krishna. Today when we were at the Simachalam temple, we were having this amazing Harinam and distributing books. And one of the Matajis there, who I assume was a local visitor of the temple, she knew English, and so she came up to me and she said, "Where are you all from?" And I said, "We're from America mostly, and UK and other parts." And she was like, "What? Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, we're here to see." I said, "We're here to see, Simachalam and the other holy places of South India."
She meant, why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? and and then I said, I said, "We're here to see the holy places." And she was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And then as she was having this whole conversation with me, she pulled out her phone and was recording me. And I was just, I was thinking, like, this is such a noteworthy thing for people who live here, that people from apparently outside are coming to see it. And so I realized two things there. First is that Mahaprabhu himself did say that the people of Bharat should take up to this process, and Prabhupada knew the genius of bringing the outsiders in to make the people of Bharat take it more seriously. And the second realization was, we did do a big thing because we all left a very busy life with a very busy schedule, and we have the good fortune of being with you and Guruma here, and we're taking the association of Mahaprabhu's holy places, and it's just something we should be very astounded by, that we're able to even do this in the first place.
Nice. Okay. Who else? Rancherji.
Hi, Krishna. I really appreciated the discussion that you had right before we entered the Simhachalam temple about the mood we have when, visiting or taking darshan of deities. You mentioned that the deity's seeing us, not we're seeing the deity, and it reminded me of something Amarendra Prabhu said, that, colloquially we say we're going to see a doctor. But it's not that we're doing an examination on the doctor's doing a medical examination on us. And figuring out what's wrong with us. And in the same, when we go and see the deity, it's the deity actually seeing us and purifying us. I also appreciated that the breakdown of why we chant the Guru Pranam mantra. when we're offering obeisances to the deities, and it's okay. We're telling the deity that yeah, I may not be qualified to be here, but I've been invited by my spiritual master. And after taking darshan with Simachalam Jian Nirshima, I offered obeisances from outside, and when I said this, the pranam mantra of my spiritual master, I reflected on that, and I felt there was a stronger connection because I was telling the deity, like, I don't deserve to be here, but I'm here because someone invited me here. And then...
Sorry, premature. Keep going.
Sorry, this is like
Not at all.
a lot of reflections in one. But I think the final thing that I thought that was pretty noteworthy was that, you know, we were almost not going to go to the Simachalam temple because we were like, you know, the line was long, so we had to make a decision. Do we want to sit in here and chant about the deity and about Lord Chaitanya, or do we want to go and see the deity? And I think this understanding, the philosophical understanding that we have, the process of hearing and chanting is so powerful. Hearing and chanting, especially about Lord Chaitanya, is so powerful that even if we don't see the deity, it's okay. And that was substantiated by the pastime that we brought up of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It was fortunate we got to see the deity, but just seeing that we were so clear in our choice, given that we only had one of the two, was just a very powerful tribute to the process of hearing and chanting.
I think, Giri, where'd you go? There you are, back there.
Today we had like we were doing books. Me and my partner were like, okay, yeah. So me and my partner were doing books across like the Simachalam temple, and we were giving we did the usual thing. We took off our shoes and we gave one book to a person. He started reading it, and he asked us a very unique question: "Are you Christians?" And it took us a while to like, cause we kind of spoke in Telugu and in English, so he was like kind of like confused, and then I guess I had to like show him a bunch of the other books showing like we're not Christians, we're actually Vaishnavas, we're doing this out of our own heart, and then he believed us, and then so I guess I was like thinking about like how like we cannot like think about all of the unique situations, and you must just go for it.
Mike.
Hi Krishna Maharaj. I wanted to say two things. One was it was the first time I've been to like a yatra, and so it was a really different mindset of actually sitting and hearing class about the Lord, instead of just saying, oh, we're here, let's quickly take darshan, let's see the deity, and then like let's go like and do the rest of our lives. It was more of getting into the mood and mindset of why are we here, what is the pastime, and how can I deeply reflect and like pray. I really appreciated that. And it's more of like a reflection and a question. It was from your morning class, and you were actually mentioning how when you're doing book distribution and you're knocking on someone's door, you're anxious. And you said anxious is actually a good thing, and it's because we're chanting Hare Krishna. And it just reminded me of like the Srimad Bhagavatam verse where Kunti Mata was saying, 1.8.25, where I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we no longer see repeated births and deaths. And so my question to you, Maharaj, is I feel like oftentimes when we're anxious is when we think about Krishna. And oftentimes when we're happy, we actually forget Krishna. So how can we get into the mood and mindset of always thinking of Krishna? Sorry, that was long.
No, it's very good. I'm just thinking about your question. It's not that devotees are neurotic and always on edge and always anxious. Devotees, let's say pure devotees, observed Prabhupada, he had different moods, but all of them were transcendental because in whatever circumstance he was in, whether he was relaxing or just resting or waking up from resting, he was always thinking of Krishna. The main point is, Manat Krishna Niveshayat. When we're thinking of Krishna, then we're enthralled, we're happy, and our emotions are useful because they're connected to Krishna's service. So, as Rupa Goswami describes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, albeit almost pedantically, through the last part of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you find him cataloging every possible human emotion there is, but showing how when it's connected to Krishna, then it's part of the relationship we have with Krishna. So not just anxiety, but also when we feel overwhelmed with gratitude or love, or we're laughing, hasya ras. All of these are enjoyable because when they're in relationship with Krishna. And that's the point about anxiety also, Kunti Devi makes, and you're bringing that important point up, that oftentimes it's possible to become complacent when things are going well. And therefore, in every culture, there's a sense of how danger brings out the best in us when it comes to surrendering to God. For instance, I don't know what world war, you'd have to ask my old friend ChatGPT, who really likes me, it seems like. When this phrase became prevalent, it says, there are no atheists in foxholes. A foxhole is a military term. It means when you're in the infantry on the battlefield and you're being shot at, you have to dig really quickly a divot in the ground so that you can be below ground level so you don't get hit by mortar, shrapnel, or bullets. And when in such a precarious situation, other humans have noted that that's when you start praying. Like, if you get me out of this one, I'll be good for the rest of my life, or whatever the soldier might be praying for at that time. So your question is, how can we stay conscious of Krishna all the time? Mainly by keeping the transcendental vibration going. It's like tonight we have a medley of bhajan, chanting a chapter, reading, and developing a taste for that is very helpful, because when you have your bhajan together, I like to say, get your bhajan on, make sure that you have a bhajan. Because if you don't have a bhajan, then you're going to have scrolling, randomness. Scrolling just means random observation of the world. But when you're very deliberate and keep the transcendental vibration going, and you develop a repertoire where you can have variety and you keep hearing and chanting, and a repertoire of service also, then you'll notice that you're happy, because in whatever situation you're in, you're thinking of Krishna. So that's the idea of keeping the transcendental vibration going. Thank you for your question and observation. Yes, Shastra Sarpada.
Hare Krishna. It's been a long time since I've been to a crowded South Indian temple of Krishna. And a common theme across everywhere is that everyone, the moment they see the Lord, they start shouting His name. And it's pretty awesome. So I was thinking about it today. I mean, when it was happening, like anytime the curtain opened and everyone started shouting Govinda, Govinda. And I was thinking that yeah, this is the best part about chanting. It isn't the mechanical aspect, it's the fact that we're saying the name of and we're calling out to the person that we really love and want to see, and that we want to have a relationship with. And I was thinking about how in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, how Bhakti or Bhav Bhakti is described as Sudurlabha, extremely rare. And Rupa Goswami gives two reasons for that. And the second reason is that Krishna doesn't want to give it so easily, which we can't do so much about. And The first one is, he says, sadhana kaira na sankaira abhyashachiradapi, that the devotee thinks that they can do like so much sadhana, but they don't would do it with any personal investment or affection, or they don't actually like love Krishna. They don't actually put their heart into it. And I was thinking that the sweetness of chanting really comes out when you're chanting Krishna's name because you really love him, and when you have that affection towards him, then things like being focused on the round or whatever, it becomes second nature, because if you're calling out to someone you really love, or someone you really, someone you really love, nobody really has to tell you to focus. Just you focus because you really want them. So it was something I was really appreciating, because I was thinking that these people, they might not have, they really don't understand Krishna consciousness, most of them. But one thing they do know is that even if it's for some material thing, they really want to see their Lord. And a quick thing about something Ranchor was saying at the end, I was thinking we wouldn't get darshan today, but a part of me at the same time was thinking, like I was thinking during our Simha, I was thinking, when was the last time people showed up at your front door and started singing your names like that? It doesn't happen so often. So if you're happy with what we did, please, give us a chance to see you.
And then, who raised their hand over here? Okay, 1, 2.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So in the morning, during the japa walk, I said something about Sarvadharma Parityajya and how we should surrender to the Lord. And I was really reflecting on that in my book distribution experience. So like as soon as, I'm giving, it's fine as long as I'm thinking about Krishna. The second I'm like, wow, I distributed so many books. I'm so great. Nobody's taking a book. And I'm like, oh. And I noticed that, and I noticed it so strongly. Because that feeling, it pops in. And it's like coming to grab me. And I was like, and then no one looks. They refuse to even take the book. Some even refuse a lollipop. It's crazy. It really is. And then, another thing I noticed is you were talking about, how our mood should be while we enter the temple. I really couldn't keep that mood because when I entered the temple, the line was so long. I'm thinking, when am I gonna get out of here? Because I am really bad with crowds to begin with, and then this is all happening. And one thing I realized is, if I'm at home and I'm practicing my Krishna consciousness, or doing my DT worship in a proper consciousness, I find it to be more effective than going to the greatest temple in the world and being like, when am I gonna get out of here? So that's what I really liked. And then, I don't know your name, but she was talking about Kunti Devi, and I was, so the shloka, Vipuda Shantuta Shashwat, this has been a great meditation of mine for so many days now. After hearing this Amarendra Prabhuji's class, he gave a little example. I just really wanted to share that. He said that Bhakti Charan Maharaj said, Vipada Shantusha Shashwat is basically a little kid getting thrown in the air by his father for the first time. And at first he's really scared. He's like, what is happening to me? Why is my father doing this to me? Does he hate me or something? And he's scared. But then he looks down and he sees his father's wide open arms, just waiting to embrace him. And I think that's so beautiful because Krishna's right there. He's there for us. So every time I gave a book, I was thinking, okay, they could say no, But then I think, okay, Krishna's wide open arms. Even if they say no, Krishna's there with me. So that really, really helped. So that's my reflection. Thank you.
So I wanted to share my experience. So this was my first time book distributing, and yesterday during the class, somebody had mentioned that when you're experiencing joy and happiness, you want to share that. And while I was distributing books, like I felt genuine happiness because people were so open and like they like actually wanted to reciprocate and they donated like so like while I was like in the line for the temple, I was like feeling that happiness and I was like really excited. So just wanted to share that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. So I had a question. So today, when we were reading in 11:19, it said, part of the translation was, you have numberless arms and the sun and the moon are your eyes. But then in 7:8, it says, Rasoma Prakanteya Prabhashmisha Shishiriyo, and it says, you are the light of the sun and the moon. So I don't imagine that it figuratively means that his eyes are like how do you reconcile these two things? Because of course, you are the light of the sun and the moon, and his eyes being the sun and the moon. You know, I don't think Krishna's shooting lasers out of his eyes.
Why not?
But
Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti pashyanti panti kalyanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya govindama. His senses are all interchangeable. So, yeah, anything's possible in the body of Krishna. Light's coming out of your eyes right now. I mean, it's the light of consciousness, and Krishna's eyes can illuminate. His eyes do a lot. It's just the glance of Mahavishnu stimulates material nature to take shape. Living entities are impregnated just by his glance. They can be luminous at the same time. Who is next? Yes, Parth.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. During today's reading, I took note of the point where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked for approval from Jagannath and didn't go to South India until he actually got his mercy in the form of the garland. And I was remembering when you asked all of us if we asked for permission to go to the Dham, and I think a lot of us had a shared sentiment that we may have told our deities rather than asked our deities, but seeing this point that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us an example of how to do it really touched me.
Who else did he get permission from?
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
And isn't that amazing? Because he was a new bhakta, really. He just come to Krishna consciousness a month before. He was a new devotee in the sense that he hadn't been a devotee, he was a Mayavadi, and then he became a devotee, and Mahaprabhu had revealed himself as Narayan, and there he went to his house and told him, you know, I want to go to South India. He's basically getting permission. And from the other devotees too. So from the senior devotees, from the junior devotees, from Krishna, who should act by such guidance. It's a nice catch you had there. Okay, who is next? Yes, Raj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So I have two stories to share. So firstly, when we were in the VIP line, there was one lady came to me and she said, "Do you have the book?" I didn't understand because she said in the Telugu what she is asking for. Then I gave lollipop. Firstly, follow the process.
Put that a little closer.
I gave the lollipop, then sticker, and then book. Yeah, so she smiled because she wants the book. Then she gave me the 100 rupees. So I was very happy. And there was a barricade near that VIP entrance. Barricade.
Oh, barricade.
Barricade. So there was barricade, and she was standing down, and I was like, so it was amazing. And another one is me, Abhay Prabhu and Ram Prabhu was doing the book distribution on the streets. So we had the catching the auto rickshaw drivers, like come like the police catch those who don't have the license or like that. So we are catching them. So come on the this side, and we hand over them lollipop, so they smile, and we then give them the stickers, and later we gave them the books, and they also happily give us the donations. So we enjoyed that today's book distribution. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Okay, Jerry?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So this is a question. I'm not really sure how to go about it, but when I was entering into like the temple, I did not know what to think or what to feel, cause like I guess when I went to Tirupati, I stayed in the line for like 3 hours. I felt like my body was paining, like, but I wanted to see the Lord. But then when I went inside this temple, I didn't know what to feel, but I knew what I was supposed to feel, but I didn't feel it because it took only 30 minutes, and was versus the other devotees in the line who probably sitting in the or standing for like hours, just waiting to see the Simhachalam deities. I didn't know what to think or experience, or how should I go about this?
We talked a little bit today about approaching the Lord in the temple, but you don't have to be so calculated, because the whole experience of coming here to the Dham intentionally, it'll make a marked difference in your lives. What to speak of then going to these individual places? They're already recorded in your minds and hearts from today, things that you won't think of until tonight, tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now. And there'll be assets that you keep for the rest of your lives. In fact, just the word Simachalam, whenever you hear it, you'll think of today. The way everyone had tilak, and if you looked around, you thought, is this Vaikuntha? Did I actually come to Vaikuntha? It's not a football game where people are going in mass quantity. They're all going to see Lord Nrsingadev. And so take some time to sort it out. Take some time to let it sink in. And as you do, you'll have more and more realizations by Krishna's arrangement. Whatever you're doing now is good enough. You came here, you went to see the Lord, He appreciates it. Just like on Kartik, you offer a lamp every day. And you might think, well, what's that going to do? But it's so touching when you actually offer a lamp to Krishna, and you do it for 30 days, and then you realize afterwards, my life has changed because I took the time to offer a lamp to Krishna. So just wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Who's next? It's you? Oh, wait. Okay, 1, 2 in the front row.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. So this is on the point of when you mentioned in the Simhachalam lecture to be seen by the Lord and not go to see the Lord. And it reminded me of something you said at ISV last weekend. You were quoting George Washington Carver's statements, and one of them was that people reveal themselves when they're not being used, judged, or rushed. And I was thinking that a lot of the times when I visit these holy places or chant the holy names of the Lord, if I'm not expecting some material return, for me personally, I'm usually expecting some sort of emotional experience out of it. So I just think it was a good reminder that we're just coming to be seen by the Lord, and we're coming under our gurus, and it's not a conquest to go
Nice.
see all the temples.
Yes, well put. That's not a conquest. I mean, what do we know? We showed up in the world somehow in a body. We're just walking around trying to figure it out. But we're very fortunate because we've come into the association of devotees and just taking advantage of it. It's such a nice point. Thank you. Okay, there was one more. Yes, all the way in the back. And then we'll take a few minutes to chat.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I really liked one point that you made
in the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, you said that the only technique for book distribution is to be happy. I thought that if we're not happy when distributing books, then the people will not get the same experience they would have gotten if we were smiling and distributing the books happily. So that's why I think it's really important to be happy and smiling when distributing books, so the people who we're distributing the books to get a good experience and they like what we're doing. Hare Krishna.
Nicely done. Very good. We have a few more minutes, and as usual, we'll use up that time in chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Sai Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Shri Harinam Mantra Ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki, Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo. And now a word from our sponsor.
Hare Krishna. So how was today?
Haribol!
So just a few announcements for tonight. So straight after this is prasadam, just being served at the back. Is the prasadam okay for everyone for the last couple of days? It's difficult to keep the balance of South Indian prasadam and Western, but I think that we have tried pasta tonight after the pizza yesterday. Okay, so just a few logistical announcements for tonight. So the activity we were trying to do yesterday, because everyone was tired, we decided not to. So Harai Pran Prabhu is going to do it tonight at 8:15 to 8:45. Then at 8:45, we request you all to go and rest, because tomorrow we have an early start, and I'll go through the schedule shortly. Just one request, obviously we have the bottled water available. We request everybody not to waste the water. Yesterday we noticed after drinking some water with the prasadam, a lot of the half bottles were left here. So it's not nice. So please, if you're using the bottle, keep the bottle with you and then throw it in the bin outside, but don't leave the bottles half empty, because it's not good to waste. So that's one request. And same is for prasadam. Please try to take what you can honor, and if you need more, absolutely, there's second and thirds available, but please try not to waste any prasadam. And third, we managed to finally find a laundry person at 7:45 this evening. He's here? Okay, Raj Prabhu just confirmed he's here. Raj Prabhu personally went into the city to find a reliable person, so we found a laundry person. Let's give him a hand. So he will collect the laundry from 7:15 to 8:30 tonight. So please, as soon as I know there's an activity, so maybe straight after this, go and get your laundry. And tomorrow he'll deliver it back by 8 p.m. before we leave day after tomorrow. So you'll have your laundry back. So that's for the laundry. He's outside in the reception area, where we will have them. The reception is just on the ground floor for the. Is that okay? Okay. So the schedule for tomorrow is that we are going to Shri Kurma Kshetra. So we would request everyone, we have no morning program because we want to try and leave early. So 6:15 we'll be boarding the buses and leaving at 6:25 tomorrow morning. So please be on time because really we would like to, because if we can leave by 6:25, we can beat all the traffic of the city here and arrive by 8:30 in Kurma Kshetra. We will be arriving at ISKCON Kurma Kshetra, which is just 1 kilometer before the actual spot we're going. There we'll have prasadam, breakfast prasadam. And after that, we will carry on to Sri Kurma Kshetra, where hopefully we'll reach there by 9:30. And then we'll have darshan and katha for a couple of hours. We'll be there and then head back and be back here about 2:30 or quarter past 2 to 2:30. Krishna willing, we had our plan for today and we know what time we got back. But let's see, we can only plan. So, but it's good to plan, but we depend on the Lord to empower this plan. So we'll be back hopefully at that time, have lunch, and then we'll have the evening session from 5:30 to 7:30, and we'll have our first showcase tomorrow evening. Correct? Yes. So we'll have that, and then dinner prasadam at 7:30 and rest. So that is for the schedule for today. Is there anybody have any questions? Anything they would want to ask? Yes, Prabhu.
General ask. Amrit Sagar and I were looking for some help to carry the audio video stuff with speakers. It went through a lot of hands today, which made it hard to keep track of where items were. So if there's anybody who'd be willing to take responsibility, or a group of 2 or 3 people who'd be willing to take responsibility, because we have 2 speakers, 2 sets of mics for the 2 different buses, and it gets mixed up.
So can we have 2 devotees who can take care of and help the team? Okay, we have Rudra Prabhu. Who else would like to help? And okay, great. Oh, got
Thank
third
you.
person there. We'll take 3. Okay, great.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Just
Briefly tell us about the Sankirtan today.
Okay. Oh, Hare Krishna. The Sankirtan today was really amazing. We collected more Lakshmi today than the entire Yatra last year, which is really. Yes, so that's the point I'm getting to is if anyone has any Lakshmi that they've collected from the Sankirtan today that they haven't returned or handed over to us, please see me or Veda or Ram by the end of today before we leave tomorrow. And we'll also, and if you have any Sankirtan bags that you haven't returned, please do so we can refill the books and give them back to you tomorrow for Sankirtan at Kurma Kshetra. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I think that's it in terms of the announcements. Guru Maharaj, over to you for the final.
Raj has something.
Yes, the laundry person. Okay, the laundry person is just. He has no idea why everyone is laughing.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya, Shri Panchatattva. If you so desire, please give us enthusiasm for worshiping in all the 64 ways mentioned in the Bhakti-Samrita Sindhu. Please let us have compassion in our hearts for those who have not come in contact with Sri Guru Parampara and the unlimited happiness of chanting Hare Krishna in the association of devotees. And please empower us to distribute Krishna consciousness to the whole world, following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Krishna. Vanchakoplavrischa kripasinave patitanam bhavaribhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Nantakoti Vaishnavi ki jai.
Sorry, just two more things very quickly. The two mats at the back, if you can please fold it and bring it back, take it back to the temple, because